Hey guys, how you going? This is Billy8World, and today we're going to take a look at a theme loadout inspired by the Egyptian Thunderbolt Commando group. This loadout was suggested by Abe the Egyptian Pharaoh a bunch of times in previous videos, so thanks for the suggestion, man, and I hope I finally do it justice for you. If any of you guys have a suggestion for a future video, then feel free to leave it in the comment section below and I'll see what I can do. I don't really have time to get around to every loadout, but if it is unique and if it's something interesting, then I'll definitely give it a look and I might even make it into a video. But anyway, to kick off today's video, the Thunderbolt group is the special operations component of the Egyptian military, which is made up of a number of different army and marine units. The exact size and composition of the group is classified, but what we do know is that it's comprised of at least 9 regiments, which could have up to 1,000 personnel each. The Thunderbolt group has a diverse range of elite units, from Unit 777, which fills a counter-terrorism role, to the Marine Commandos, which is similar to the US Navy SEALs. With such a wide range of available units trained at the highest level, Thunderbolt can literally deal with almost any situation, from hostage rescue to covert ops and long-range recon on the battlefield. Like I said before, the organisation of Thunderbolt is classified, but what we do know is that the candidates are put through a grueling training program lasting up to 34 weeks. During this time, trainees are also put through a week of intense training called Hell Week, which is designed to eliminate all but the very best candidates. Trainees that manage to survive the initial training will move on to more specialised training focused on the particular role of their unit. For example, the Marine Commandos train in diving and demolitions, whereas Unit 777 would focus more on things like hostage rescue. Now, like many special operations forces, Thunderbolt have access to some of the best weapons and equipment available. We don't know all of the weapons the group has available, but what we do know is that they have access to a number of in-game weapons like the SG-553, the UMP, CZ-805, the M4 and the AR-160. According to some sources, Thunderbolt actually also use the AKM, which is in Hardline and is basically the same platform as the Groza is in BF4. This might seem strange considering how old this weapon is, but apparently Russian Spetsnaz also still use it as well, which just goes to show how good the gun actually is. In this particular loadout though, I'm running with the Beretta AR-160, which is known to be in use with the Marine Commandos. As for attachments, I'm running with the hollow sight, red laser, heavy barrel and the stubby grip, which I think is a pretty decent setup for mid to long range maps. For my secondary, I'm using the SIG P226 with laser sight and suppressor, which is definitely one of my favourite pistols when I'm not running with the 93R. And to round out this loadout, I'm running with the Noob Tube, defibs and the flashbangs, which is a little different from my normal setup, but definitely fits in well with this special operations theme. Now, as for how this loadout performed in-game, well, it's hard to go wrong with the AR-160, which is hands down one of the best assault rifles in the game. It only fires at 700 RPM, but it's super easy to control, and it combos pretty well with attachments like the heavy barrel, which makes it very effective at long range. The P226 I really only used when I needed to take out enemies silently, which wasn't very often on the Conquest maps that you can see in this video. The gadgets on the other hand were pretty useful, but I must admit I did miss the med bags, and I still think the flashbangs are a bit too situational to be really effective even after their recent buff. I should also mention that in the original comment, Abe did also suggest I run with the offensive upgrade, but it's just way too much of a disadvantage with this kind of setup. With a low RPM weapon, the chances of getting an outright kill versus a trade are so much worse if you're not running the defensive perk, because you can't kill the enemy fast enough. If you're a run and gun player and you like running guns like the AEK, then the offensive upgrade would be more than fine, but just not with something that fires at 700 RPM. You really don't notice the extra movement speed that much anyway, and the extra ammo definitely isn't worth sacrificing the ability to tank some extra damage. Apart from that though, this loadout is pretty solid, and probably the only thing I'd change is, like I said before, to swap out the flashbangs and maybe the defibs. I think the assault class's biggest asset is the ability to stay alive, and you're more useful to your team in-game with a med bag than you are sitting in the spawn screen with some defibs. I've also started to become a big fan of the Vert Grip too, and even though the stubby is pretty good for stop and pop shooters, I think mobility is probably a bit more important for assault rifles. Even with the stubby grip though, there really isn't a lot to complain about when it comes to this setup, and I didn't really have that much trouble capturing the clips in this video. The only tip I would give you guys if you want to try this setup out though, is try and keep enemies at a distance if you can, because you will get shredded in CQB by AEKs. This probably means you might want to avoid using this loadout on maps like Locker, which is why you can see I'm playing on Conquest in this video. I actually don't even really like Conquest that much, but I had a lot of fun with this loadout because it just generally is a great all-round gun for this mode. So if you like large maps and you haven't already tried this gun out, then definitely give it a go, because I think you'll agree it's easily one of the best guns in the game. But anyway guys, that just about wraps up this video, so let me know what you think in the comment section below, and as always, if you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Also, check out the links in the description below if you want to see more of my videos, or if you'd like to support my channel on Patreon, and until next time, see you later, and have a good one.